Hello and welcome to ActiveNet Insights. ActiveNet Insights are designed to help our buyers and our operators who are coming to ActiveNet on the 24th and 25th of March to really get to grips with who's going to be there, what type of products are going to be there, what services can they talk to people about. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Anthony. Anthony, would you mind just introducing yourself? Tell us who you are and what you do, please.
Hi David, good to be here. Yes, I'm Anthony Franklin, founder and managing director of Fibodo. So Fibodo, yeah, we've been in development since 2014, and our focus is to deliver exceptional customer experience, and whatever the activity, whatever the priority of the club and the user.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so ActiveNet has always tried to have churn. We want new buyers and new suppliers. So I was really pleased when Fibodo agreed to come to ActiveNet. So what attracted you to ActiveNet? Why have you decided that this is an event you should be at?
Well, I think lockdown has changed everything, and I think that it's fast-tracked digital adoption. So we've got a situation now where the consumer doesn't think twice about using Zoom or going online to participate in classes. So that in a sort of weird way has helped digital adoption, has helped us as a company. But in addition to that, the sector, we feel the sort of sector has to catch up. And for us as well as a company, we need to stay ahead of the curve. And the best way to do that is to speak to people, find out what memberships, what communities are asking for, and where we can try to get ahead of the curve and make our products better for what is a very much changing world.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point actually, because I hadn't realised until I started doing these conversations how many of our suppliers use this opportunity to consult effectively with potential customers and finding out what their needs are. And that made me feel really quite pleased about the process. So how do you intend doing that? Is it just literally a question? What is it that you're looking for, or what's the plan for finding that information out?
Yeah, I think it's just about trying to get open. I think the key for us here is that we're all in this together. Whether we're a studio, a PT, somebody that runs fitness classes, whatever it may be, we're all in this together. And there's been a lot of conversations in the last few months or last year about collaboration. It's always going to be a little bit difficult to get collaboration because people have always got their own objectives and their own priorities. And for us, we are very much a third party in this conversation, because you've got a supplier of activities and engagement, and you've got the people that consume it. And our job here is to listen to what's going on, so we can try to figure out how to make that as frictionless as possible. And it's key, a word that we keep on hearing around there. But we've got to make it as easy for the member to consume fitness in whatever way they want to, and it's got to be as easy as ordering a cab or getting a pizza. Yeah. I mean, it goes back to that same thing: is why is it not as simple, and why does the consumer not have that flexibility? Unfortunately, we believe in the past that people have been used to a gym model, which is effectively an all-you-can-eat model. You pay something and you consume what you want on the premises, and as much as you want. Whereas, as we come out of COVID, that doesn't really fit the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah. So our job is to try to listen to both sides of the equation, because we also understand that clubs and operators and facility owners, leisure centres, they don't, they're educated and their models are built in certain ways that there's a resistance for so much change, because it's a step into the unknown. So for us, it's about building systems where we complement models to date, but also improve how the consumer can engage. Okay,
excellent. So tell me how you came up with the name of Fibodo. Sorry, I always get that bit wrong.
Everybody does. Fibodo is actually short for Fine Book Do. Right. So, and it was unique to us in the way that we approach things. So, there are a lot of good systems out there. People are using systems. They're comfortable. They've been incumbent for 10, 20, even 30 years. But Fibodo is Fine Book Do. And that effectively has been the focus of us, is the consumer. How do they find something? How do they book it? How do they do it? And that's where our name comes from. So we took a very different view most other software providers come into this and say to themselves, right, how do I look after the leisure operator or the facility manager? We don't. We looked at it and said, what does the consumer expect? So we've worked backwards, whereas other people have worked from the other side forwards.
Okay, excellent. So when you get your meeting schedules, which my wife is currently typing up at the moment and is going to be sending them out, what sort of things are you going to be talking to the operators about when you get your chance to sit down for your one-to-one meetings?
Well, we're keen to understand how they're running their businesses, what's important to them. You know, things have changed a lot. You know, there's a lot more point of sale. It's changed from a sort of physical till to a computerized till to this to scanners. There's a lot of different products out there at the moment, and you know, we believe that we sit in the middle. So a lot of the IP that we've developed is about integrations and working with other people. Yeah. So the key for us is to figure out exactly what's important on a CRM or whatever it is, the day-to-day operation of the business. You know, what are the things that are 100% we need to keep? What are the things that are we're looking at developing something here, and for us to really figure out where we believe the market's going. You know, we would argue today that we have a system that is plug and play, easy to use, and we can pretty much handle any requirement. But there are you know, there's an awful lot of confidence in systems that are incumbent, that have been there for a certain amount of years, the engagement through the membership, that type of thing. So we're not looking to change people's day-to-day running of the business or anything like that. We're looking to complement. So I guess we're going in there with 2 ears and 1 mouth, and to say, you know, what can we pick up here, and where exactly can we help? Excellent.
Okay. And have you got any sort of examples of organisations that you're working with at the moment?
I think there's a couple that spring to mind. We were brought in by Champneys after the first lockdown, and Champneys have about 6 sites. So when the restrictions were lifted in the middle of summer last year, our system was in place. So we've been able to put that in place very, very quickly over a number of weeks, and effectively white label apps were built for the membership. So I think in August, we had 35,000 bookings through the system. So, you know, the benefit of that is that everything was digitized. There was no, for track and trace, everything was recorded digitally, everything was pre-booked. And more importantly, I think for Champneys, they were able to then understand the usage of their facilities, peak times, all that type of thing, and figure out how to give their membership the best experience in what was a difficult time, because you know, you couldn't have 50 people in a class anymore. The classrooms were closed and things like this. So that was very good for us, and a good learning experience again about how to optimize the use of facility. In addition to that, and as you well know, we started working with Leisure SK a few months ago, and we are now providing them with all their on-demand facilities and live streaming, and again through apps, so the consumer or the member has got an easy way to participate, and an easy way for organisations to keep in touch with memberships. And I think the big part of that is as well is, you know, Leisure SK have realised very, very quickly that the on-demand content they have has come or is coming from their live streaming. So they're recording their live streaming events. So the great thing for them is that the content of their on-demand is relevant to their audience. People know the instructors. They've sometimes participated in the class, enjoyed it, go back to the on-demand content, and then sort of go back through the class themselves. So I think two very different ways, with Champneys using it for their using Fibodo for their sort of access to their clubs and to give their memberships access to the facilities, and obviously Leisure SK now developing its on-demand and live streaming content as well.
Fantastic. Well, look, Anthony, that is absolutely brilliant. Our time is nearly up. Thank you so much for coming and supporting.
Thank you.
But also for what you're doing to challenge our sector around the digital piece, because I think COVID has been a real accelerator for that. So I'm really pleased to be you know, working with you guys as close as I am with Leisure SK, but more importantly seeing you at ActiveNet so we can share that with others. So Anthony, thank you for your time. You take care, and we will see you soon.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.